Not a marksman game. Doesn't necessarily have to be a marksman game, but with Fangs. Disappointed in every standalone TD PvP game you've tried. I assume you've tried Legion? I was very impressed with Legion TD2. One of my favorite games to come out in the last couple years. Barely count that as tower. Yeah, I mean, it depends how rigid you want to be with your definitions. Does this work? I hope this works. Wants good WMW. I don't know WMW. By line tower defense, you just mean like the style of placing towers to make the maze. Oh yeah, I'm not familiar with Winter Mall Wars. It does seem like most tower defense games coming out are trying to emulate the more simplified balloon style rather than like a more complicated line TD. At least as far as single player TD games go. Nice. Got the tower. Winter Mall Wars. All I'm getting is Warhammer. Warhammer, and there's a video, but it's an old Warcraft 3 custom map. Yeah. Imagine that's why it's a little tougher to find. I mean, wasps shoot up. We could, like, maybe try to farm the map with wasps. And just hang back with marksman. I mean, I think it's a problem with single-player tower defense games in general. Like, single-player tower defense are basically puzzle games, in that once you have a strategy that works, a lot of the challenge goes away. Like, the player interaction of Legion is a big part of what makes, I think, that work. But yeah, it was an issue that I had when I tried to play balloons. I never played it enough to, like, really solve things, but just knowing that it was going to feel solved at a point made me not enjoy playing the game as much. Legion felt too RNG. I don't know, I never got that. There was randomness to it, but I mean, I feel like the randomness was mostly there to force variety. It did a pretty good job of that. Maybe at the very top end, in certain patches. Enjoy the game speed and unit movement. Yeah, I don't know. My issue with Legion is just I am not a fan of team games. Pretty much everything else about Legion I was a huge fan of. Kill these hackers before they kill me. Probably should do something for anti-air. Start jamming forts. Just like play front forts. Complement it with some marksmen. Hoping the Stormcaller kills this hacker early. Try the same stat, you probably play 9 out of 10 times. Yeah, that's fair. It's annoying that that happened, but I didn't think it was a huge issue most of the time. I could see it being more annoying at a higher level. And I feel like that was usually stuff that they tried to not have be in the game. At least as far as early game setups go. Cool. Still want to get these levels. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It seems like a patch by patch thing, but I get it. I get it. The RNG that I thought you were complaining about would be like some starts being much better than others, which is also like a patch by patch thing, but a little more unavoidable. But from what I remember, they were like actively patching out the more non-deterministic starts. Because there was one that was really bad, where I think it was on Fiesta. You either had like a 20% leak, or you leaked the entire wave. And it was consistent enough that it was worth going for, but sometimes you just lost the game on the spot. How often do I leak the first wave? Almost never. Do I play it out? Yeah, I don't concede. Sometimes if it happens, it's on purpose, but like if I'm playing back forts I know there's a comp that I want to go for, but going for the comp can't clear the wave. Sometimes you can intentionally take a bad round one. Often Fiesta was like, will they snail or not snail? Yeah, yeah. I mean, at least that's technically player interaction, right? Let's see what round I had one. Yeah, I mean, it happens. It happens. It definitely happens more when I'm trying to play back forts. Less than it used to, though. The less familiar you are with a comp, the more often it's going to happen, right? Like, if you're trying out new positioning and you don't know how stuff works, way more likely to have a bad wave. I mean, we've got forts. I don't like this for clear. It's round 5. Hot take, Ignite is so bad. Not even PvE content runs it. Ignite is situational. Ignite's better than the other Fang damage upgrade. Like, even just last game, we saw Ignite Fangs be really relevant in killing a bunch of leveled melting points. You don't tech it much, but the times you do tech it, you're very happy you have it on your Fangs. So armor one, ignore armor. I don't know how Ignite interacts with armor anymore. I know a long time ago you had to at least deal 1 damage in order to get Ignite off. I don't know if that's still the case. I don't think it is. Oh, I mean, if it gets your damage threshold over the amount the armor, then yeah, sure. TR Ignite Vulcan's versatile. Yeah, we lost to Ignite Vulcans yesterday. You don't see that one very much, but it was really good at killing my fortresses. Fucking worms. Yeah, there might be a minimum of 1 damage. I'm not sure exactly how it works. Care more about the damage than the range. Versatility, Warcrime Vulcans, or the Marksman ones? It depends what you need it to do. So the thing about Ignite Vulcans in that situation is that it was good at killing both of the Fangs out of the fortresses as well as the fortress itself. Where if you have Incendiary Vulcan, that's just helping you kill the Fangs. It doesn't help you kill the Vulcan. And if you just have the Marksman's just helping you kill the fortress. It doesn't help you actually target the fortress. But the Ignite was doing 2 things at once, which ended up being very important against what I was doing. Yeah, you're gonna tell me that's very situational, I agree, but it did more than either of the other techs would have done on its own. Oh, hey, nice. I'm glad you're enjoying the content. Overlord's down. We get our towers. Cool. Yeah, we're just gonna level the fortress that has the super heavy armor on it. I'm not gonna bother leveling the level 1 forts. Do need to get armor for these fangs. Especially into this worm. Armor's real big into the worm. Oh. That's the one extended range EMP arc. I should try that more. I know I used to like that in 1v1 a long time ago. I have no marksman on the side. How did I manage that? Interesting how different you tend to play FFA compared to people who primarily play 1v1 and 2v2. I was saying the same thing as I've been watching 1v1 games. It's such a different game. Feels way more chill. I mean, it's not even just that. It's just, like, the types of things that work in free-for-all versus 1v1. Yeah, the amount of times that I have seen extended range sledges working as, like, a carry unit in 1v1 over the last couple days of watching 1v1 games is just crazy to me, considering how useless that item is, that unit is in free-for-all. But they look so dominant in 1v1. Yeah, I have no idea what 2v2 looks like. I haven't watched any 2v2s. Would not be surprised if 2v2 was more similar to 1v1. Because, like, there just being a bot army that you try to farm gold off of makes a pretty big difference in terms of what you value. Who's the most fun? Yeah, I mean, that's gonna be subjective. Like, we were just talking about how I stopped playing Legion TD, because I just couldn't get into co-op games. 2v2 definitely not for me. That's fine. No idea if this works. Let's mech rage these. See if this works. FFA modes being fixed income makes it unforgiving. Why unforgiving? God, there's so much chaff! Fucking death knells! I hate this boss. I hate this boss so much. So get unlucky if one of its card counters you build. Everything else seems difficult, if not impossible. And the argument is what? By not having fixed income, you can instead ignore your opponent for a little bit and just try to focus on the waves to try to get more gold to get out of it. I guess that kind of makes sense. If you had 8,000 from towers, yeah. Well, if you end the round with 8,000 points and no one else is above 8,000. The boss is hackable. It also self-destructs, but it is hackable. I don't think I want to pay 1,000 for an anti-missile war factory. I'm just gonna take this Wraith. Splash Overlords? I forgot that was even an option. Should have gotten range. Don't know what kind of ball is gonna make beforehand. Oh, I assumed it was always the same. I never really thought about it. Down. That is a big ball Marksman Storms. And a lot of fire. could EM these. Guess that's useful. Range these two. Kinda crazy that I haven't done that yet. Whoops. Definitely need tower range. There's a little wasp, maybe. It also gives me more for another upgrade. Yeah, I think only the levels are different, but the techs are always the same. I think there's like a amount of gold that the army is that it totals, and it distributes that gold among the units to level them. That's just rocket fist frontline forts. I don't think I've tried it yet. We could have tried it this game, but I don't think we had a wave where it would have mattered. We crushed the Vulcans anyway. Maybe it would have been good into the Death Knells. Maybe. Looks like red wins. And good shields. Good shields. Oh no, that's not enough points. But, oh wait, we're also just winning. Never mind. Okay. Guess targeting is buggy sometimes. Is it? Thought it pretty consistently targeted the nearest unit, but I don't know. You didn't even know splatter boats were a thing. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense here. It's good at clearing the fangs out of the forts, I suppose. It makes it worse at killing the forts itself, but that's what hackers are for. I don't know. A lot of techs that I want to have on my overlords. Splatter boats kill wasps. I haven't tried it, but maybe. Jump boats are awful into jump wasps. Yeah, I've noticed that. Better than not. Yeah, it just like doesn't make enough of a difference. Trying to get splatter on your stang. Yeah, I just took splatter off my stangs for free for all. It's just usually not what the games are about.